What's up, guys? Said I'd be doing a regionals report video whenever I got back, so here's what that's for. Overall, Junk Doffel actually performed really well yesterday. Uh, just a couple games, just got sacked a lot. It wasn't like really sacky, but still kind of sacky. Uh, Lost one because of a misplay that I'll get to here in a minute. But for the most part, it was pretty good. Ended 4-4, I think. So it's not terrible. Although technically I won two of those because of no-shows. But let's not split hairs. So round one, I play agents. Game one, he honest over something. I think I had like a junk destroyer on board, and he honest safe Thunder King over it. And then I pass back to him, and he summons BLS and swings for game. Or it may not have been a junk destroyer. I don't really remember. It was something though. Anyway, he honested over it, then BLS for game. Game two, he had a Thunder King again, and then I dropped mine. He had like three cards in hand, but I was like, there's no way he's got honest on Thunder King twice, What are the chances of that? And so I swing in, and I lose because of that. His next turn, he just pokes me with the Thunder King for game. So that was kind of depressing. Round two, I played Chaos Dragons. Gal was just starting to get back into the game, so he based his deck off of stuff from like last format. So triple Valor on Junk Synchron game one kind of hurt. Never got to make a really explosive play at all in that game, and he just dropped a bunch of Dragon Nuts. Game two is where I misplayed really bad. I could have gamed him because he was at 1200, and I had BLS, two quick draws, and a Valor in hand. No Last Engrave. I'd just drawn the Valor for turn. Instead of being smart and, pitching the Valor for quick draw and then BLSing for game, I'd set the Valor. Like, I was still at like, I think 66 or 7, something. So I was like, I can take one hit from Wyvern and Light Pulsar and I'll be fine, it's not that big a deal. But then he just solar OTK. So that's how that went down. Round three. Excuse me. Chinese food's backing up. Anyway, round three. Played agents with Destiny Heroes and Psychics. Very weird deck. Actually worked though. Wasn't terrible. Not sure how it worked, but it worked. And we ended up going to game three. For some reason, I'm not sure though, like he did misplay a Valor once on me. I called a Haunted a Junk Synchron, and, he'd already read it earlier, so he knew what he did. I don't know, he might have just forgot or something, but I called a Haunted it and he Valors it. So, yeah. But anyway, game three, he's at 3100, and I see him draw for turn, and the way he draws it, it's a Gores, so kind of knew that was there. And I was like, I gotta think of some way to do exact game. And I draw for turn, draw Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron, Doppel, make Junk Warrior. He's at 31 because of the tokens. Swing game, which was pretty funny. Round four, I played another Chaos Dragon. I lost to it. It was a really good game. It went kind of back and forth, but in the end, he ended up with like a field full of dragons in games 1 and 3. So I really couldn't do anything against it. I Gores the first time, and he killed my Gores and my token that turn, and next turn he just followed up with even more Dragon Nuts. Round 5, I played Infernities. That game was actually really good too, and I miss Infernities. Deck still gives me wood. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But game one, he just wrecks me, just combos off, gets all sinkers out, triple barrier. Game two, I think I was warning to everything he played pretty much. He never got a combo piece off, and I was just able to drop a bunch of big monsters and swing in. Plus his back row wasn't really that great. I think he scooped like on 4th turn. And then game three, he starts off Beetle and 5 back row. two of which are barriers, one of which are breaks, the other two I don't care about, because they didn't get activated. So somehow, he doesn't draw a lot to follow up with that. Like, so he gets his two beetles, and, let's see, no, he left the beetle there and passed to me. I played something barrier. Next turn he goes double beetle, swings for 24. So, and then next I go back to my turn. I play something to get over the other. He doesn't draw anything he can use. He set another card. He breaks whatever else on the next turn. Still doesn't draw anything else to use though. Turn after that, I forget what I did. I think it was both quick draw and junk in the same turn to make like two big synchros and swing over both beetles. Next turn he draws Grepher, I Veiler it, and so I ended up winning game 3 like that just by him not drawing that great. See, after that my opponent was a no-show. Next game my opponent was also a no-show. Like it was on 6 and 7. We were both no-shows. So next to one of my friends though for round 7, and we both just kind of turned sideways and played a game for fun. I mean, that's the only time I got to play Dark Worlds the whole day, so it's been great to see some of those. Junk Doppel apparently has a really good Dark World matchup. Don't know why. It has a good hero matchup too, except for round 8, which I'm coming to now. So, round 8, play a guy playing Bubble Beat. I can't remember if that's the name of the deck because it's been forever since I played it, but game 1, just complete controlling him, just wrecking his face. Game 2, second turn, his field was Excalibur, Blade Armor Ninja, another Blade Armor Ninja, and a Ab-Zero. So, I lost that one very quickly. Game 3, I was doing really good for the first few turns, and I MST'd a Silver Sniper, which kind of hurt. I didn't really expect. For one, it was something I wasn't expecting. For two, he kind of bluffed it really good. Like whenever I'd summon something, he'd flip it up like he's gonna respond and just set it back down. So, I mean, I was kind of confused over whether to hit it or not. So I just went ahead and did it anyway. But that ended up going downhill from there, and that's one thing that's cost me a game. But still, 4-4. None of my opponents were, really bad. None of them were douches either, so that's really awesome. Got a bunch of good trades too. Picked up Blue Gadget, Grand Soil, a bunch of Prophecy stuff. I'm going to build Prophecies next. That deck looks so fun, but there's none of the White Girl anywhere. The High Priestess, I think that's her name. Anyway, now I'm going to get on to what changes I made to Junk Doppel for the deck. I'm sorry if it's really dark down here, but this is only my house is really cluttered, so there wasn't much space. So I've still got 3 junk, 2 quick draw, and synchron. I took out Unknown for copy plant. This was my 4th plant that I needed, or 3rd or 4th. I don't really know, but Unknown, it was good, but I just wanted that extra spot, and this is still a 1-tuner. It can't be special summon as easy. Now I've got stuff like 1-for-1 and Lone Fire. It's easier to search. Still 2 Doppel. Still quick draw. Dropped a 1 level eater for the Spore. Because it's Spore. Still Debris. Also, you don't really need 2 level eater though. 2's just a bit overkill. Once it's in the grave, you have complete access to it. And plus, pitching it with quick draw doesn't really do that much for you. So, I mean, you get a Junk Warrior, whoop-de-doo. So 2 was kind of overkill. Debris, Lone Fire. I took out Card Trooper for Lone Fire. Still a Debris target, and it searches a bunch of other stuff. Dandy's still there. Then the Spore and the Copy were 2 new additions. The rest of the deck is still pretty much the same, except I went to 41 to throw in the 1-for-1. I couldn't really think of anything else to take out, so I just ended up going to 41. Extra stayed the same. Side is going to change over the next couple days, but I've not had time to really sit down and think what I want to change now. But as far as the main deck goes, like I said, there were a couple tweaks here and there that I wanted to make for either personal preference or to get out stuff that was clunky, like the 2nd level eater and the Trooper. Honestly, I hated Card Trooper so bad yesterday. He's good when you draw a card, but when you sit there and you mill Reborn, Dark Hole, and avarice. You just feel so bad after that. So yeah, I cut down on the milling because there was too much of it by adding the lone fire. That's really about it. Did not see any dino rabbits or anything there. Uh, like I said, 2 agents, one of which was a little bit of a weird variant, 2 chaos dragons, and a heroes out of 8 rounds, or no, and infernities out of 8 rounds. So um, anyway, that's it. I'm terrible at thinking of an ending for videos, so yeah, just keep watching my next ones. Uh, start hitting like buttons, start hitting sub buttons, just do all that stuff, and that would be awesome.